Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you. All right? So listen to this. In this video, what I want to talk about is I wish I knew this earlier because this right here made my trading so much easier. All right? Like so much easier. All right? You already know I'm very generous with the stuff that I want to share because I really want to, help you guys take your life, take your trading, take your money, your finances to the next level. All right. So be sure to like this video. Okay. And also subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers. So do me a favor and just subscribe to the channel. All right. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys how I used to trade before. Okay. And then I'm going to show you the one thing that really turned my trading up and it made my trading so much easier. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Y'all know I like the charts, right? I like the charts. I am a practitioner. I'm not just a YouTuber, right? I actually trade and I be on these charts every single day, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get busy. Okay. So let's go. All right, here we go. Now, so we got right here IBIT. So it does not matter the stock, right? This was the philosophy. So we got the 50 EMA right here. We got the 21 EMA. We got the 9 EMA. And we got this purple line. That's the 200 EMA, okay? So this has been my trading setup for a while. And then what happened was, let's just say I wanted to trade them, or let's just say Meta, for example, okay? So Meta. So, or let's go to a chart that doesn't have any levels. So let me go to my research stocks right here. And let's say I want to trade, let's say I wanted to trade do I have levels on Visa? WM. All right, so no levels for real. All right. So what I used to do is I used to say, okay, let me go to the daily or the weekly daily and let me look at some levels and let me see if I'll find a pattern. All right. Levels and a pattern was how I used to do it before, okay? So we got this level right here. This is resistance, okay? This little range right here is support. So we got this right here is support. And then we got this right here. We could say this right here is also support, okay? We could say this is a resistance level right there, all right? And then I would be like, okay, and then let's go to the 30-minute, okay? And let me look at yesterday. Right, so yesterday we got resistance right here, all right, and then we got right here for support, okay, and that was it, right? And so this is how I would trade. So I would say, okay, if we break this level right here, then we could take calls, all right? We could take calls, and then if we get below here, then we could take puts, right? Simple support and resistance, but what I used to always do was I would pay attention to the 200 EMA, the 50 EMA, the 9, and the 21, right? So let's say that I want to take a trade. And I'm like, okay, I want to take a trade and I want to get into let's say I want to get into a put, right? For example, I want to get into a put or a call. Let me see for a good one. All right, so let's say I wanted to get into a put right here, all right, after this candle. Okay, let's just say, for example, so let's say I'm about to get into a put right here, and then I take an entry, and then it comes up here, and then I might get stopped out, right? Because from here to here, that's potentially like down like 10-12%, right? And then it ended up coming down here later on, all right? Or let's say I wanted to get into a call. Let's say I wanted to get into a call right here, okay? Wanted to get into a call right here, right? Because it came down, pulled back, and it looks like it's about to go up, right? I would have got into a trade around here on a call, and then I would have came down, right? Now, and that's support and resistance, right? Because came down, we're still above that 9 EMA right there. We didn't fully touch it. Boom, pull back, going back to the upside, right? And I used to also use my fair value gaps quite a lot. I used to use my fair value gaps quite a lot. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When it comes to support and resistance, there's one thing that's missing. And that is probably the most important thing. And that's learning how to read each candlestick and knowing what each candlestick means. All right, so follow what I'm saying here. Follow what I'm saying here. So now, once I learned how to read each individual candlestick, that turned me up. So the one thing that really turned me up was learning what a consolidation bar is and what it looks like. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to go. So now, what do I mean by a consolidation bar or a consolidation candle? I started using the Strat method. All right. And it has revolutionized in about 3x my average profit per trade. Right. So when I say a consolidation bar with the Strat method, we call it a 1 bar. Okay. So as you can see, let's go back to the charts. So as you can see right here, right? As you can see right here, we still on the same stock, right? So let's say I want to trade this stock, and let me turn on my Strat. Boom. All right. So look at this. So now this is a 1 bar. All right. This is a 1 bar right here. So this is a consolidation candle. It is inside of the previous candle, which means that it's basically not going nowhere. So I no longer take trades on consolidation candles. This has changed everything. All right. So as you can see, when you have a 1 bar, right, you do not take entry until it breaks out of that range. It's simple as that, right? Let's look at it's not a lot of 1 bars here. Let's go to IWM. All right, boom. So look, this is a 1 bar right here. Okay, so we went up right here, and then we had a 1 bar. We consolidated. All right, it was inside of the previous candle. So a lot of times people see this candle right here and they think, okay, I'm gonna ride it up. And it did keep going up, but you don't want to take an entry on that 1 candle right there. All right. Because consolidation means that it's gearing up for a move. That's what that means. And as you can see, after this candle, boom, it went to the upside, right? So you really want to get in when it breaks above the top, the high of the previous 1 candle. But if you enter in right here, it's just going to burn your premium, right? So boom, right there, right? So if you would have saw this and you see that it's a 2-1, then you already know what comes next, right? Or you should. You should know your combos. And then let's go to SPY, right? This is a 1 candle right here. It looked like it's coming down, right? It looked like it's a reversal, okay? If you take off the Strat, it looked like it's about to start coming down. Y'all see that right there? It looked like it's about to start coming down. But then, right? But then, that's without the Strat. That's without reading candlesticks like this, okay? So then we turn it on, and you see, oh, it's a 1 candle, right? It's only a 1 candle. That's a consolidation candle. So after this 1 candle, whatever direction it breaks above or below, the high or the low, that's the direction that you take the call in. And then look what happened. You enter in right here at 629.53, and you could have wrote it up to 630 all the way up to 630.41. All right. Instead of getting faked out right here, trying to get ahead of the move, and then it reverses on you, right? You can know, okay, we're right here, right? We got a 1 candle. Once it breaks above or below, that's when I'm gonna take my entry and I'm gonna ride it. I'm gonna ride it up or I'm gonna ride it down. It's simple as that, right? You look at any stock, there's no 1 candles on here. It's just up and downs and failed up and downs, right? We got the 30-minute. Let's go to Meta. Boom, right? Here's another one. 1 candle right here. All right, consolidation. Candle right there. And then look what happened. It broke above it and then boom, it blasted off. All right. But right here, you don't take the entry. Yeah, it moved $4, right? But you don't take the entry there because all it's gonna do is go up and down, right? But when the next candle closes and it's above it, that's when you say, okay, I'm gonna take my entry, and that's when you know what direction it is or what direction it's going into. Y'all get what I'm saying? So, understanding what a consolidation candle is doing and what it is, it changed the game for me, y'all. It changed the game for me. And I'm giving this to you. All right. Now it's up to you to go and do the research, right? Because don't take my word for it, right? Don't take my word for it. I want you to do your own research. I want you to understand how powerful this is. And if you already been trading and you're using the EMAs, right? You're using the EMAs, and then you learn about the strat, it's going to click so much faster. Because you're going to be like, oh, wow. All right. So no more getting into trades and you thinking it's going to go up and then it starts to slowly reverse. And then you stand in the trade longer than you need to. Y'all get what I'm saying? So listen, when I learned about consolidation candles, it revolutionized how I trade. So if I see a one candle, I'm not going to enter in, and I'm going to just wait until it breaks above or below that candle, and that's going to let me know the direction. On a scalp, on a swing trade, on a day trade, it don't matter. On a 15-minute time frame, on a 5-minute time frame, or on a 1 hour or the 2 hour time frame, it don't matter. The principles remain the same. Okay? So listen, if you want to tighten up your strategy through the Strat method, be sure to click the link in the description. And you can do one of two things. You can schedule a one-on-one, or you could join a Discord, right? I talk about the Strat method in the Discord a little bit. I'm gonna start doing it more in the Discord, right? But the Prosperity Collective is where you want to be if you want a community, and a one-on-one is where you want to be if you want to get real granular on how you're trading. All right. But Strat method changed the game for me. All right. And that one candle, when you understand the power of what the one candle means and you able to see it, it's going to just change everything about your trading. All right. Everything about your trading. This literally made my trading so much easier and so much simpler. All right. So with that being said, y'all, I hope that made sense and I hope that helped you out. All right. Like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. All right. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm going to see you guys on tomorrow's video. Peace.